There is a quiet difference between people who chase success and those who naturally attract it. It is not written in the labels they wear, the cars they drive, or the neighborhoods they live in. It lives in the choices they make when no one is watching, in the words they refuse to waste, in the promises they keep to themselves, and in the discipline they practice long before the world applauds them. The highest form of class has never been about appearance. It has always been about character. Many people spend years believing that a better life begins with a bigger paycheck or a more impressive title. But history has a way of revealing another truth. Some people inherit comfort and lose it. Others begin with nothing and build lives so meaningful that their influence outlives them. The difference is rarely luck. More often, it is a collection of habits repeated so consistently that they become part of a person's identity. Every day the world invites you to rush, compare, complain, and seek approval from strangers. It tells you to speak louder, own more, and prove yourself endlessly. Yet the people who carry themselves with genuine dignity often move differently. They understand that silence can hold more power than endless explanations. They know that patience can accomplish what force never will. They realize that respect is earned through consistency, not demanded through noise. You do not need to be born into privilege to think with wisdom. You do not need expensive possessions to possess uncommon value. What you need is the willingness to choose habits that elevate your mind before they elevate your circumstances. The quality of your daily decisions quietly shapes the quality of your future. Every disciplined morning, every thoughtful conversation, every promise you keep to yourself becomes another brick in the foundation of a remarkable life. Imagine becoming the kind of person whose presence brings calm instead of chaos, whose confidence does not depend on applause, and whose success is measured not only by achievements, but by the lives touched along the way. Imagine carrying yourself with such purpose that opportunities begin to recognize you before you even ask for them. That transformation is not reserved for a select few. It begins with ordinary choices repeated with extraordinary commitment. Today, we will uncover 6 timeless habits practiced by people who understand that true class is an inside job before it ever becomes an outside reality. These habits are not secrets hidden behind wealth or privilege. They are principles available to anyone willing to embrace discipline, wisdom, humility, and intentional living. If you allow these ideas to take root in your daily life, they will not simply change the way others see you. They will transform the way you see yourself, the way you approach every challenge, and the legacy you leave behind. Self-respect is the invisible foundation upon which every truly remarkable life is built. It is not something purchased with money, inherited through family, or granted by society. It is earned through the quiet decisions you make every single day. Many people confuse status with value, believing that expensive clothes, luxury homes, or influential connections automatically create class. Yet history repeatedly shows that wealth can disappear overnight, while character remains when everything else has been stripped away. A person who respects themselves does not depend on applause to feel worthy. because their confidence comes from living according to principles that cannot be taken away. Upper-class thinking begins long before financial success arrives. It starts with refusing to compromise your integrity for temporary comfort. It means speaking truthfully even when dishonesty would be easier, honoring your commitments even when no one is keeping score, and carrying yourself with dignity regardless of the environment around you. The world constantly encourages comparison, making people believe they must compete for attention or approval. But self-respect teaches a different lesson. It reminds you that your value is not determined by another person's opinion. It grows from your ability to remain faithful to your own standards, especially during difficult moments. People with genuine class understand the importance of boundaries. They do not allow others to define their worth or consume their peace. They recognize that saying no to disrespect is often more powerful than saying yes to acceptance. This does not come from arrogance or pride. It comes from understanding that every compromise against your values slowly weakens the relationship you have with yourself. Protecting your time, your energy, and your emotional well-being is an act of wisdom, not selfishness. When you respect yourself, you naturally encourage others to do the same, because people often follow the standards you consistently maintain. Self-respect also shapes the way you respond to failure. Instead of allowing mistakes to become permanent labels, you treat them as teachers. You refuse to let one disappointment define your future, because you know your identity is greater than a single moment. This mindset creates resilience. It allows you to walk through criticism without becoming bitter, and to accept praise without becoming dependent on it. You become steady because your confidence is rooted in your values rather than changing circumstances. There is also a quiet elegance in the way self-respecting people treat others. They do not need to belittle anyone to feel important. They listen with intention, speak with kindness, and act with consistency, because they understand that respect given freely often reflects respect already present within. Their humility is not weakness, but strength under control. They know that true greatness is measured by how they make others feel without sacrificing who they are. The habits of genuine class are visible in ordinary moments. Arriving on time, keeping promises, admitting mistakes, continuing to learn, and choosing honesty over convenience. These actions may seem small, but together they create a reputation that no amount of money can purchase. Over time, people begin to trust those whose actions consistently match their words. That trust becomes more valuable than status because it is built on authenticity rather than appearance. Every decision to honor your principles strengthens the quiet confidence that no title, trend, or social position can ever replace. True class is first revealed in the way a person sees themselves when no one else is looking. It is easy to appear confident when surrounded by admiration, but genuine self-respect is built in the quiet moments when there is no audience, no applause, and no reward. People who carry themselves with dignity understand that their worth is not determined by their income, social circle, or the opinions of strangers. They know that respect begins from within, and everything else is simply a reflection of that inner foundation. This is why individuals who possess genuine class rarely feel the need to prove their importance. Their actions speak before their words ever have the chance. Many people spend years chasing symbols of success, believing that luxury alone creates value. They work tirelessly to impress others, hoping expensive possessions or public recognition will finally earn them the respect they desire. Yet admiration built on appearance is temporary. The moment circumstances change, that attention often disappears. A person with authentic self-respect does not build an identity around things that can be lost. Instead, they invest in qualities that become stronger with time: integrity, discipline, honesty, patience, and emotional maturity. These are treasures that no economic crisis, criticism, or failure can take away. One of the clearest signs of self-respect is the ability to remain faithful to your principles, even when compromise seems profitable. There will always be opportunities to take shortcuts, betray your values, or sacrifice your character for temporary gain. Those choices may bring quick rewards, but they quietly weaken the trust you have in yourself. Every time you ignore your conscience, you diminish your own confidence. On the other hand, every decision that aligns with your values strengthens your character and creates an inner peace that cannot be purchased. This silent consistency becomes the mark of someone whose class is rooted in substance rather than appearance. People with genuine self-respect also understand the importance of boundaries. They recognize that not every invitation deserves acceptance, not every argument deserves a response, and not every opinion deserves space in their mind. They protect their peace because they know that constant approval seeking leads only to exhaustion. Saying no to disrespect, manipulation, or unhealthy relationships is not an act of arrogance. It is an expression of wisdom. By honoring their own limits, they teach others how they expect to be treated, creating relationships built on mutual respect instead of fear or obligation. Another powerful habit is accepting responsibility without making excuses. Individuals with strong self-respect do not blame others for every setback or spend their lives complaining about unfair circumstances. They acknowledge mistakes, learn from them, and continue moving forward. This mindset transforms failure into growth instead of shame. Rather than allowing setbacks to define them, they use each challenge as an opportunity to become wiser, stronger, and more disciplined. Their confidence grows because it is built on evidence of perseverance rather than empty words. Self-respect also shapes the way a person treats those around them. They do not insult others to feel superior or seek attention by creating unnecessary conflict. Instead, they practice kindness without expecting recognition, listen with genuine interest, and speak with honesty tempered by compassion. Their humility is not weakness, but controlled strength. They understand that true influence comes from earning trust, not demanding admiration. Over time, this way of living creates a reputation that no title or wealth can match, allowing their character to become the most valuable thing they ever possess. Discipline is the quiet force that separates dreams from reality. While many people wait for motivation, inspiration, or the perfect opportunity, those who consistently rise above the ordinary understand that success is built through repeated actions, not temporary emotions. Upper-class thinkers do not rely on how they feel each morning. They rely on habits that keep them moving forward even when enthusiasm fades. They recognize that emotions are unpredictable, but discipline creates stability. It is this stability that allows them to make progress, while others remain trapped in cycles of hesitation and excuses. One of the greatest misconceptions about successful people is that they possess extraordinary talent or endless motivation. In truth, many of them simply master ordinary routines and refuse to abandon them. They wake up with purpose, manage their time wisely, honor their commitments, and complete important tasks even when no one is watching. These small choices rarely attract attention in the moment, yet over weeks, months, and years, they produce remarkable results. The difference between an average life and an exceptional one is often hidden inside these daily decisions that seem insignificant at first. Discipline also teaches patience, a quality that has become increasingly rare in a world driven by instant gratification. Modern society encourages people to seek immediate rewards, quick success, and effortless achievement. Yet lasting success rarely follows that path. Meaningful accomplishments require consistency through periods when results are invisible. Upper-class individuals understand this principle deeply. They continue investing in themselves even when progress cannot yet be measured. They trust the process because they know that seeds planted today often become opportunities tomorrow. Another powerful aspect of discipline is the ability to control impulses. Every day presents countless distractions competing for attention. Social media, entertainment, unnecessary arguments, and endless comparisons can quietly steal hours without producing meaningful progress. Disciplined people learn to distinguish between what is urgent and what is truly important. They choose long-term growth over short-term pleasure, recognizing that every decision either strengthens or weakens their future. This ability to delay gratification becomes one of the most valuable advantages they possess. Discipline is equally important in financial habits. Rather than spending impulsively to impress others, individuals with refined thinking focus on creating security, investing wisely, and living below their means whenever possible. They understand that wealth is not measured by how much is displayed, but by how well resources are managed. Every thoughtful financial decision reflects a mindset that values freedom over appearance. Instead of chasing luxury for validation, they build stability that allows future opportunities to flourish. Personal growth also depends on disciplined learning. Those who continually improve their knowledge, skills, and perspective remain adaptable in changing circumstances. They read consistently, ask thoughtful questions, observe successful people, and remain curious regardless of age or achievement. They do not assume they know everything because they understand that wisdom grows through lifelong learning. This commitment to self-improvement ensures that each year becomes an opportunity for greater understanding rather than simple aging. Perhaps the greatest reward of discipline is trust. When you repeatedly do what you promise yourself you will do, you develop confidence that cannot be faked. You begin believing in your own ability to overcome obstacles because your past actions provide evidence of your reliability. Others also notice this consistency. They learn that your words carry weight because your actions repeatedly support them. Over time, discipline transforms from something you practice into something you become, shaping a life defined not by temporary excitement, but by steady progress, quiet confidence, and lasting achievement that continues to grow long after motivation has disappeared. Quiet confidence is one of the rarest qualities a person can develop, yet it is also one of the most powerful. Unlike arrogance, which constantly demands attention, quiet confidence does not need to announce itself. It is calm, steady, and deeply rooted in self-belief rather than public approval. People with genuine confidence do not spend their lives trying to convince others of their value because they have already settled that question within themselves. They understand that true strength is not measured by how loudly you speak or how often you prove yourself, but by how consistently you live according to your principles. In today's world, many people mistake visibility for importance. Social media encourages constant comparison, making it seem as though every achievement must be displayed and every success must be celebrated publicly. This creates an endless cycle of seeking validation from strangers. However, individuals who possess quiet confidence recognize that approval from others is temporary and unreliable. They focus their energy on becoming better rather than appearing better. Their satisfaction comes from personal growth, meaningful accomplishments, and staying true to their values instead of collecting applause. One of the defining habits of quietly confident people is their ability to listen more than they speak. They do not interrupt conversations simply to display their knowledge or dominate every discussion. Instead, they understand that listening carefully allows them to learn, build stronger relationships, and respond with greater wisdom. They know that every person has something to teach, regardless of their position or background. This willingness to listen reflects security rather than weakness because it shows they are not threatened by the voices or opinions of others. Quiet confidence also appears in the way people handle criticism. Instead of reacting emotionally or becoming defensive, they pause, evaluate the feedback, and decide whether it contains something valuable. If the criticism is fair, they use it as an opportunity to improve. If it is unfair, they allow it to pass without allowing it to damage their peace. They understand that not every opinion deserves a response. This emotional control protects their energy and keeps them focused on their long-term goals rather than temporary conflicts. Another important characteristic is humility. Quietly confident individuals never feel the need to remind others of their accomplishments or constantly mention their success. They allow their work, character, and consistency to speak on their behalf. They celebrate the achievements of others without jealousy because they understand that another person's success does not diminish their own. This generosity of spirit creates stronger relationships and earns lasting respect. People naturally trust those who do not compete for attention in every room they enter. Quiet confidence is also reflected in body language and daily behavior. These individuals maintain composure during stressful situations, speak thoughtfully instead of impulsively, and carry themselves with calm assurance. They do not rush to impress others or exaggerate their abilities. Instead, they remain authentic because they understand that honesty builds stronger reputations than image alone. Their confidence is not based on perfection, but on the knowledge that they can face challenges, learn from mistakes, and continue growing regardless of the outcome. Over time, quiet confidence becomes a powerful influence. It attracts trust because it is consistent, attracts opportunities because it is dependable, and attracts respect because it is genuine. People remember those who remain calm under pressure, who encourage rather than intimidate, and who let their actions carry greater weight than their words. This kind of confidence cannot be bought, inherited, or borrowed from anyone else. It is earned through self-awareness, discipline, resilience, and the daily decision to become a person whose value is defined by character rather than attention. Lifelong learning is one of the defining habits that separates people who merely exist from those who continually evolve. Truly refined individuals understand that education does not end with a diploma, a degree, or a job title. Every day presents an opportunity to gain new knowledge, improve existing skills, and deepen understanding of the world. Those who embrace this mindset never allow success to make them complacent. Instead, they remain curious, asking thoughtful questions, exploring unfamiliar ideas, and recognizing that wisdom is a journey rather than a destination. This constant pursuit of growth enables them to adapt to change while others struggle to keep pace. Many people believe that intelligence is something fixed at birth, but the most accomplished individuals know that knowledge expands through consistent effort. They read books that challenge their thinking, study the experiences of successful people, and remain open to perspectives different from their own. They understand that every conversation, every mistake, and every challenge contains a lesson if they are willing to pay attention. Rather than pretending to know everything, they are comfortable admitting when they have more to learn. This humility becomes one of their greatest strengths because it keeps the door to improvement permanently open. The world changes rapidly, and those who stop learning often find themselves left behind. Industries evolve, technology advances, and new opportunities emerge every year. People who commit themselves to lifelong learning are better prepared to navigate these changes because they are constantly expanding their abilities. They do not fear the unknown as much as those who resist growth. Instead, they see change as an invitation to develop new skills and discover new possibilities. Their willingness to learn gives them confidence, not because they know everything, but because they trust their ability to figure things out. Learning is not limited to academic knowledge or professional expertise. Emotionally intelligent individuals understand that some of life's greatest lessons come from observing human behavior, practicing empathy, and reflecting on personal experiences. They learn how to communicate more effectively, resolve conflicts with maturity, and understand the emotions of both themselves and others. These interpersonal skills often create stronger relationships and greater influence than technical abilities alone. A person who understands people as well as information possesses a unique advantage in every area of life. Another important aspect of lifelong learning is the willingness to learn from failure. Instead of viewing setbacks as evidence of inadequacy, successful people treat them as valuable teachers. Every disappointment provides insight into what can be improved. Every mistake highlights an area that requires greater attention or preparation. Rather than becoming discouraged, they ask what the experience can teach them and how it can make them stronger. This mindset transforms obstacles into stepping stones, allowing growth to continue even during difficult seasons. People committed to learning also invest in their habits. They set aside time to read, listen to educational content, attend workshops, practice new skills, or engage in meaningful discussions. They understand that small daily improvements produce remarkable long-term results. Just as physical strength develops through regular exercise, mental strength grows through consistent intellectual effort. They do not wait until circumstances force them to learn. They prepare themselves in advance by making education a permanent part of their lifestyle. Over time, lifelong learning shapes a person's character as much as their knowledge. It cultivates patience, curiosity, adaptability, and humility. It encourages open-mindedness instead of rigid thinking and confidence instead of fear. Those who continue learning throughout life remain relevant, resourceful, and resilient because they never stop becoming better than they were yesterday. Their greatest achievement is not simply what they know, but the enduring desire to keep discovering, growing, and transforming with every new experience they encounter. Kindness, integrity, and purpose are qualities that define a person's true legacy far more than wealth, influence, or recognition ever could. While money can purchase comfort and status can attract attention, neither has the power to earn lasting respect on its own. The people who leave the deepest mark on the world are remembered not because of what they owned, but because of how they treated others, the values they upheld, and the difference they made in the lives around them. Upper-class thinking recognizes that genuine greatness is measured by character, and character is revealed through consistent acts of kindness, unwavering integrity, and a life guided by meaningful purpose. Kindness is often misunderstood as weakness, yet it requires tremendous strength. It is easy to be generous when circumstances are favorable, but true kindness is demonstrated during moments of frustration, disappointment, or disagreement. People with genuine class understand that every interaction is an opportunity to leave someone better than they found them. They treat service workers with the same respect they offer executives. They speak politely, even when they gain nothing in return. They listen with patience, offer encouragement freely, and avoid humiliating others simply to feel important. Their kindness is not an act performed for praise. It is a reflection of the values they carry within. Integrity is the foundation upon which trust is built. It means choosing honesty over convenience, responsibility over excuses, and principle over personal gain. A person with integrity does not change their values to suit different audiences. Their private behavior matches their public image. because they understand that true character is revealed when no one is watching. This consistency creates credibility. People naturally place confidence in those whose actions align with their words. Over time, integrity becomes one of the most valuable assets a person can possess because it cannot be bought, borrowed, or imitated for long. Purpose gives direction to both kindness and integrity. Without purpose, even success can feel empty. Many individuals spend years accumulating possessions, only to discover that fulfillment cannot be found in material achievements alone. Those who live with purpose understand that every talent, opportunity, and experience carries the potential to contribute something meaningful to the world. Their goals extend beyond personal comfort. They seek to build stronger families, improve their communities, inspire future generations, or create work that benefits others. This larger perspective transforms ordinary efforts into lasting contributions. Living with purpose also provides resilience during difficult times. When challenges arise, people driven only by comfort often lose motivation. Those guided by a meaningful mission continue moving forward because they know their actions serve something greater than temporary satisfaction. Purpose becomes an anchor during uncertainty, reminding them why perseverance matters. It enables them to endure setbacks without losing sight of the bigger picture, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth rather than reasons to give up. The combination of kindness, integrity, and purpose creates a reputation that outlives achievements. People may eventually forget titles, salaries, or possessions, but they rarely forget how someone made them feel. They remember the individual who offered hope during difficult moments, who remained honest when dishonesty seemed easier, and who consistently chose compassion over pride. These qualities inspire trust, strengthen relationships, and influence generations in ways that financial success alone never can. A meaningful life is ultimately defined not by the amount of wealth accumulated, but by the number of lives enriched, the principles faithfully upheld, and the lasting example of character that continues to inspire long after one's own journey has ended.